Learn English easily with Pro English.
Welcome back to the Speak English podcast. Today, we are going to talk about something that nobody likes doing, but everybody must do. We are talking about chores. Chores is the specific word for the boring, routine tasks you do to keep your house clean and running. I often hear students say, "I have to do the house," or "I am going to clean the home." While we understand you, these phrases sound unnatural. Today, we are going to learn the specific verbs for the floor, the dishes, the clothes, and the furniture. We are going to master the difference between cleaning, tidying, and doing.
This is the story of my life. I hate chores, but I hate talking about them even more because I never know which verb to use. I always say I need to clean. Just clean. I clean the kitchen. I clean the clothes. I clean the floor. It feels very repetitive. And I have definitely said I need to make the cleaning. Is that wrong? In my language, we make the cleaning. Why can't I make it in English? It is an activity I am creating.
That is mistake number one. In English, we never make the cleaning. We do the cleaning. This is the classic do versus make battle. Make is usually for creating something that didn't exist before, like a cake. Do is for performing a task or an activity. So, you do the chores, you do the housework, and you do the cleaning. However, there is one huge exception where we use make. Can you guess what it is? It is something you do every morning in your bedroom.
Bedroom, the bed, we say make the bed. But wait, that contradicts your rule. I am not building a bed. I am just arranging the sheets and pillows. Why is it make the bed if I am not a carpenter? It feels like it should be do the bed or fix the bed. English is trying to trick me again.
You are right, it is an exception. We say make the bed because you are constructing the appearance of a neat bed. You are arranging the layers. So remember, you do the housework, you do the dishes, you do the laundry, but you make the bed. If you say I did the bed, it sounds weird. It sounds like you did something to the bed, maybe broke it, so stick to make.
I did the bed. Okay, that sounds suspicious. I will stick to make. Now, let's talk about the specific rooms, the kitchen. This is where the never-ending battle happens. The dishes. You said do the dishes. Can I also say wash the dishes? And what about the machine? If I have a machine, do I still do them, or do I load them?
Great questions. Hand washing. You can say do the dishes, general, or wash the dishes, specific. Both are perfect. You can also say scrub the pans if they are very dirty and you need force. The machine. The machine is the dishwasher. You don't put the dishes in. You load the dishwasher, put them in, and unload the dishwasher, take them out. This creates a great chore dynamic. I cooked, so you have to load the dishwasher. Okay, but you have to unload it tomorrow.
Load and unload. Like a truck. That makes sense. What about the process of drying? Sometimes I wash them by hand and then I have to dry them with a towel. Is there a specific name for that towel? I usually call it a kitchen towel, but I heard someone say tea towel. Is that the same thing, or is a tea towel only for tea?
In the UK and Australia, it is strictly called a tea towel. In the US, it is usually a dish towel or kitchen towel. But the action is the same. You dry the dishes. Now let's look at the sink. After you wash the dishes, the sink is wet and dirty. You need to clean the surface. We don't say wash the sink. We usually say wipe down the sink or wipe the counters. To wipe means to clean a surface with a cloth or sponge, usually to remove liquid or crumbs. You wipe the table, wipe the counter, wipe the sink.
Wipe, W-I-P, okay. So I wash the plates with water and soap, but I wipe the table with a cloth. That is a good distinction. Now let's move to the floor. The floor has so many verbs. It depends on the tool, right? If I use the electric machine that makes a loud noise, that is the vacuum. But how do I pronounce it? It looks like it has two U's. Vacuum, vacuum.
It is pronounced jump slash. 3 syllables almost. Vacuum, but in fast speech, vacuum. The noun is vacuum cleaner. The verb is to vacuum. I need to vacuum the rug. I am vacuuming the living room. In the UK, they often call it hoovering. I am going to hoover the floor. Hoover is a brand name like Kleenex, but they use it as a verb. But in the US and international English, stick to vacuum.
Vacuum, okay. And what if I have a hard floors like wood or tile? I can't vacuum water. I need to use the stick with the wet hair at the end. The mop is mop a verb too. I am mopping.
Yes, the tool is a mop, M-O-P. The verb is to mop. I need to mop the kitchen floor. But before you mop, you usually need to remove the dust and hair. For that, you use a broom, the dry brush. The verb for the broom is not brooming. This is a classic mistake. You do not broom the floor. You sweep the floor. So the order is, first you sweep, remove dust, then you mop, clean with water.
Ah, I have definitely said I am brooming. It sounds so logical. Noun, broom, verb, broom, but no, English has to be difficult. Noun, broom, verb, sweep, like sweepstakes or sweeping beauty, no, sleeping beauty. Okay, sweep then mop. What about the action of removing dust from furniture? The shelves, the TV, the books. Is there a verb for that? Or do I just clean the dust?
There is a specific verb, and it is confusing because it sounds like you are adding dirt. The verb is to dust. I need to dust the shelves. I need to dust the TV. It means to remove dust. You usually use a duster, the fluffy stick, or a rag, an old cloth. So, you sweep the floor, but you dust the furniture. Don't confuse them. If you sweep the furniture, you are using a giant broom on your table. That would be aggressive.
I am sweeping the table. Yeah, that sounds like I am angry and pushing everything onto the floor. Okay, dusting. Now let's talk about laundry. This is my least favorite chore. We said do the laundry. But there are steps. Put clothes in machine. Machine washes. Take clothes out. Dry clothes and then, the worst part, making them flat, the hot metal triangle. What is that called?
That is the iron, spelled I-R-O-N, but be careful with pronunciation. It is not iron. The R is almost silent or moves to the end. It sounds like iron, like lion but with an R, iron. The verb is to iron. I need to iron my shirt, and the board you use is the ironing board. If you are lucky, you don't iron, you just fold the clothes. Folding the laundry is putting them into neat squares.
Iron, okay, not Iron Man, just iron, and folding. What about putting them back in the closet? Is there a phrasal verb for returning things to their place? Because my problem is that I wash them, dry them, fold them, and then leave them on the chair for a week. I need the verb for finishing the job.
The magic phrasal verb is put away. I need to put away the laundry. This applies to everything. After you do the dishes, you put away the dishes into the cupboards. After you play with toys, you put away the toys. Put away means return to the correct storage place. If you leave them on the chair, you have failed to put them away.
I fail at putting away constantly. I have a wardrobe on the floor. Okay, let's distinguish between cleaning and tidying. I use them interchangeably. I need to clean my room versus I need to tidy my room. Is there a real difference, or are they synonyms?
They are different. Cleaning involves removing dirt, dust, bacteria, and stains. You need water, soap, or chemicals. Scrubbing the toilet, mopping the floor, wiping the windows, that is cleaning. Tidying or tidying up involves organizing mess, putting things back in their place, picking up socks, organizing papers, closing books. You can have a room that is clean, no dust, but untidy, clothes everywhere. Or a room that is tidy, organized, but dirty, dusty floor. Usually, you need to tidy up before you clean.
That is a huge revelation. I usually tidy and think I have cleaned, but actually I just moved the mess around. Tidy up. That is the phrasal verb. Can I also say clean up? I need to clean up my room. Does that mean clean or tidy?
Clean up is a general term that usually means tidy up. Clean up your room. Mom logic means pick up your toys and clothes. But clean up a mess implies removing a specific disaster. If you spill milk, you clean up the mess, wipe it. If your room is chaotic, you clean up the room, organize it. But if you want to be precise about removing dirt, just use clean. I need to clean the bathroom, scrub it. I need to clean up the bathroom, pick up the towels and bottles.
Got it, clean equals soap and water. Tidy/clean up equals organizing stuff. Now, speaking of the bathroom, this is the grossest room. We mentioned scrub. Is scrub just a harder version of wash? When do I scrub and when do I wash? I wash my face, but I scrub the toilet. I hope.
Exactly. Scrub implies friction and effort. You use a brush or a rough sponge. You scrub the toilet, you scrub the shower tiles to get the mold off, you scrub a pot with burnt food. If you just use a soft cloth and water, you are wiping or washing. If you are sweating while you do it, you are scrubbing. There is a phrase, elbow grease. You need to put some elbow grease into it. It means use physical effort. This stain is tough, use some elbow grease.
Elbow grease. That is a funny idiom, like the grease comes from my elbow because I am working so hard. Okay, let's review the waste vocabulary. We have trash, garbage, rubbish. What do I do with it? Do I throw it? Throw it away, take it out. There are so many directions for the garbage.
This depends on the stage of the chore. When you put an item in the bin, you throw it away or toss it. Don't keep that paper, throw it away. When the bag is full and you take it outside to the street, you take out the trash, US, or take out the rubbish, UK. It's your turn to take out the trash. Never say, I threw the trash, without away or out. If you say, I threw the trash, it sounds like you threw the bag at someone. I threw the trash at my brother. You must say throw away or throw out.
I threw the trash. Yeah, that sounds aggressive. I threw away the apple. Into the bin, I took out the trash. To the street. Okay, Michael, I feel like I have a handle on the basic verbs. Sweep, mop, vacuum, floors. Dust, wipe, scrub surfaces. Load, unload, wash, dry dishes. Do, fold, iron, put away laundry, and take out trash. But I want to ask about spring cleaning. Is that a real thing, or just a metaphor?
Spring cleaning is very real. It refers to the tradition of doing a deep clean once a year, usually in spring, March, April. A deep clean is when you move the furniture to vacuum underneath. You wash the curtains. You clean the inside of the oven. It is the opposite of a quick clean or a lick and a promise, an old idiom for a fast, bad clean. In part 2, we are going to talk about repair vocabulary, because sometimes you don't just need to clean, you need to fix. We will talk about unclogging the drain, changing the bulb and tightening the screw.
Unclogging the drain. My hair is always the problem there. I need that vocabulary desperately. Let's take a break and come back for the handyman stuff. Fin DELAPARTE 1. Turnos 1 a 30 completados. Durasin total. 15 minutos. TEMA. Chores cleaning part 2. DIY repairs tools DURACIN PARTE 2. 15 minutos aprox.
Welcome back to part 2. We have cleaned the house, but now we realize something is broken. The sink is making a weird noise, the light won't turn on, and the table is wobbling. We are entering the world of DIY. Do you know what that stands for?
DIY, do it yourself. I see that on Pinterest all the time. But usually, when I do it myself, I break it even more and then I have to pay double for a professional to fix my mess. I am not very handy. That is the word, right? Handy means good at fixing things.
Exactly. A handy person is good with tools. If you are not handy, you might say, I'm useless around the house. But let's learn the vocabulary so you can at least describe the problem to the professional. Let's start with the bathroom sink. You mentioned your hair is the problem. When water won't go down the drain, we say the drain is clogged or blocked. The sink is clogged. The shower drain is blocked.
Clogged, that sounds like a heavy word. And the tool to fix it, the rubber cup on a stick. It looks funny. I usually call it the sucker. But I know that is wrong.
It is definitely not the sucker. It is called a plunger. I need to use the plunger on the toilet, and the verb is to plunge. I am plunging the toilet. If the plunger doesn't work, you might need a liquid cleaner like Drano to unclog it. Did you unclog the drain? So, clogged problem plunge action unclogged result.
Plunger, okay. Now what about lighting? When a light bulb dies, we don't say the bulb is dead. Well, you can, but it's informal. What is the correct adjective? The bulb is finished, empty.
We say the bulb is burnt out or blown. The light bulb burnt out. The fuse has blown. So you need to change the bulb or replace the bulb. And here is a very important directional rule for fixing anything that turns bulbs, screws, caps. Do you know the rhyme?
Is it righty-tighty, lefty-loosey? I heard that in a movie once. It sounds like a nursery rhyme, but I recite it every time I open a jar of pickles.
That is the one. Righty-tighty, turn right clockwise to tighten. Lefty-loosey, turn left counterclockwise to loosen. So to take the old bulb out, you unscrew it lefty. To put the new bulb in, you screw it in righty. The verbs are tighten, make tight, and loosen, make loose. The screw is loose, I need to tighten it.
Tighten and loosen. Okay, and the tool for screws is the screwdriver. That one is easy. But there are two types, the flat one and the one that looks like a cross or a star. I usually just call them line and cross. Do they have real names?
Yes, and if you go to a hardware store, you need to know them. The cross plus is a Phillips head. The line is a flathead. Pass me the Phillips screwdriver. No, this screw needs a flathead. If you use the wrong one, you might strip the screw, ruin the metal head so it can't turn. That is a disaster.
Strip the screw. That sounds painful. Okay, Phillips plus and flathead, what about water problems? When the faucet or tap drips water, drip, 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 it drives me crazy. We say the faucet is leaking, right?
Correct, the faucet is leaking. Continuous action. There is a leak under the sink. Noun, the pipe is dripping. To fix a leak, you usually need a wrench US or a spanner UK. This is the heavy metal tool used to turn nuts and bolts. I need a wrench to tighten this pipe. If you can't fix it, you call a professional. But who? An electrician.
No, for water you call a plumber. But wait, pronunciation check. Plumber, spelled Plumber, do I pronounce the B? Plumber, or is it silent like in lamb?
The B is 100 silent. It is pronounced R rhymes with summer, plumber. If you say plumber, native speakers will giggle. So, water problem, call a plumber. Light problem, call an electrician. General broken stuff, call a handyman.
Handyman, that is the useful one. The guy who can do a little bit of everything. What about walls? I want to change the color of my room. Painting vocabulary seems simple, paint, but I get confused with the layers. If the wall is dark and I want it white, I need a special first layer. Is that called first paint?
That first layer is called primer. You need to apply a coat of primer first. Then you apply the actual paint. We count paint in coats. It needs a second coat. And the tools. For big areas, use a roller. For corners and details, use a paintbrush. And if you spill paint on the floor, you need turpentine or paint thinner to clean it.
Primer, roller coat, got it. What if the old paint is falling off the wall, like dead skin? Is that falling paint?
We say the paint is peeling. Just like a potato or a banana, the paint is peeling off the ceiling. The wallpaper is peeling. You have to scrape it off before you paint again. The tool is a scraper.
Peeling and scraping. It sounds like a spa treatment for the house. Okay, let's talk about the ultimate relationship test, IKEA furniture. Buying a box of flat wood and trying to build a shelf. We don't build it, right? We assemble it. I need to assemble the bookshelf, and the paper that tells you what to do, the map.
Those are the instructions, or the manual. Read the instructions. Follow the manual. If you move house and you need to take the bed apart, the verb is disassemble or the phrasal verb take apart. We need to take apart the bed to fit it in the car. Take apart is very common. Assemble, put together. Disassemble equals take apart.
Put together and take apart. Those are much easier to remember. I put together the table, but I have one screw left over. That is my classic IKEA experience. What do you call the mess left over after a repair? The dust, the wood chips, the bits of wire. Is that trash? Or is there a construction word?
For construction waste, we often use the word debris. But watch the pronunciation. It looks like debris, but it is French. This is silent, pronounced /debris/ WRE. Clean up the debris, or simply the mess or dust. There is sawdust everywhere. Wood dust.
Debris, silent S. English loves silent letters today. Silent B in plumber, silent S in debris. Okay, let's do a quick tool review. To hit a nail, hammer. To make a hole, drill. To measure length, tape measure. What about the tool to make sure a picture is straight, not crooked?
That is a level or spirit level. It has the little green liquid with a bubble. Is the picture straight? No, it's crooked. Pronounced crooked, 2 syllables. Use the level to check. To hang a picture involves measuring the spot, drilling a hole or hammering a nail, hanging the frame, leveling it.
Crooked, crooked. That is one of those adjectives where we do pronounce the ed. See, I learned from the pronunciation episode. Okay, Michael, I feel like I can navigate a hardware store now. I can ask for a Phillips screwdriver, a can of primer, and a plunger. And I know to call a plumber, no B if the pipes are leaking. Do you have any final advice for people afraid of chores?
My advice is, listen while you work. Chores are low cognitive load tasks. Your hands are busy, but your brain is free. This is the best time to listen to English podcasts. If you listen to English while you fold laundry or wash dishes for 20 minutes a day, that is 120 hours of listening practice a year. Turn your chores into your classroom. You will start to actually look forward to doing the dishes because it means podcast time.
That is a great mindset shift. I am not cleaning the toilet, I am improving my listening skills. Ideally with a very loud podcast so I don't hear the scrubbing. Thank you, Michael. Now I have to go unload the dishwasher and put away my clothes.
Good luck with the chores. And remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. See you in the next episode.
Bye everyone. Fin del episodio completo. Turnos 1 a 60 completados. Duración total 30 minutos.